Tonight on 252 ESPN Radio, the Major League Baseball All-Star Game. It starts with a special All-Star edition of baseball tonight at 7 p.m. And then the game itself. So if you're a second shifter, unable to get to your TV screens, because it's going to be on Fox Eastern Carolina. Our friends over there have it on TV. And we got it on the radio. 8 p.m. is when the game starts. Live from Nationals Park. So enjoy that. We're also your radio home for the Major League Baseball playoffs and the World Series, because that's what we like to do. You know, I think I did the math one day, Sam, that like the days that we don't have live sports, you could fit into a 2-week span. You could it's like 12 or 13 days out of the whole year
where we don't have
where
sports.
There's a day where we don't have a live sporting event, which is just insane.
Unbelievable. Is your other radio station doing that for you?
No.
I don't think so.
Also, it is important that I urge you to join ESPN and the V Foundation in their fight against cancer. Now through July 18th, you can visit ebay.com/ESPN to bid on more than 80 one-of-a-kind experiences, and all donations benefit the V Foundation for Cancer Research. That's now through July 18th, which is tomorrow, at ebay.com/ESPN. There's some great experiences.
I'm on it right now.
I can tell you that there's some that you're going to love, some that maybe aren't really your thing. You can barbecue with Golic and Wingo, which doesn't mean... See, there's a difference between barbecue in the north and barbecue in the south. See, they mean have a cookout. What we say down in the south, hey, let's have a cookout.
Right.
That's called
Throw
having a
some on the
barbecue.
grill. Yeah.
Barbecue is
because
a
they
noun
refer to the
here.
actual grill as a barbecue, whereas here
Yes.
barbecue is a food item, not a tool.
Right. Yeah, exactly. You can. This is the one. Obviously, we'd probably do right live with, or is it live with Dan Levitard and Stu Gotts in South Beach?
Yeah,
it's got to be lit live.
I'm sure it's live.
It's
but
not live, right?
Open to interpretation.
Yes, I don't know if they know that this is what it says in my notes from ESPN, but it could read live with Dan Levitard and Stu Gotts in South Beach. You can hang out with the Will Kane Show.
Hang on. Because I've got the current bids here. Why did they do that for Will Kane? Nobody wants to hang out with Will Kane.
How about spend a day with ESPN Seaport Studios with Get Up, High Noon, and Always Late with Katie Nolan? So are they finally going to put Katie on TV now?
Yeah, I love Katie Nolan.
Late show?
I'd hang out with her. Will Kane. You can hang out with Will Kane. So, okay, perspective for you. The Will Kane, hang out with the Will Kane show. Right now, current bid, $2,650.
Wow.
Compare that to the live with Dan Levitard and Stu Gotts, and it's a touch over $20,000. So
20,000
10 times the asking price.
To live with someone for $20,000 is a bargain.
Yeah.
Does that mean Stu Gotts and Levitard are going to feed me, clothe me, take care of me, give me a job?
See, that's the interesting part. Like, are there any specifications as to what this is? Wow. They include a shipping fee in this payment.
A shipping fee.
If you're paying $20,000 to go hang out with Stu Gotts and Dan Levitard, you're still going to get charged a $7.10 shipping fee, and your delivery is estimated between July 24th and July 27th.
Okay. That's your move-in day.
How do you pay for shipping on an experience?
This is one for you. Bring your fantasy league to ESPN to hold your draft with the Fantasy Focus Football Podcast. Would you like to take your boys? I know you have a group of people that you do fantasy football with.
Yes.
Would you like to take all those guys up to Bristol with that whole thing?
Yeah, we would definitely be okay with doing that. That would be a good time. We always do it down at the beach every single year. We do a full weekend. It's actually coming up conveniently the same week that Friday Night Football begins is when I will have my fantasy football draft week. But yeah, that would be a good one. I was looking at Duke fans will probably love this. I know we've got some Duke fans listening. You can get a coach experience with Mike Krzyzewski, and it's just going for a little bit over $5,000 right now. I know that sounds like a lot of money, and it is a lot of money, but these are once-in-a-lifetime experiences, and it also all goes to the Jimmy V Foundation.
That's right. This has got a lot of coaching experiences.
Yeah, this one's for you. You can go to the opening of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at the Walt Disney World Resort.
That's the one-off, the next one-off. The Rogue One, the Solo, Galaxy's Edge is the one-off. The next one-off in that series.
Who's in that one?
I have no idea. I don't even. I think it's about Outer Rim sort of stuff. I don't know. I mean, would I take it? Yes, absolutely.
That pitch lunch that you're talking about with Mark Cuban, $36,000 right now.
Well, it takes money to make money, as they say. Now, a pitch lunch with Mark Cuban means you get to sit down with Mark Cuban, who's rich, and because he does this on that TV show Shark Tank, you get to pitch him your idea. I guess one-on-one at a lunch. So you get to pay to have lunch with Mark Cuban, and it's supposed to be on his dime. Obviously, I'm guessing, right? Surely Cuban would stick you at the bill too.
He might.
That's how I stay rich.
That's right. It's a heady business play.
I don't even have an idea to pitch him. I was telling you, I don't even. I would try to get him to invest in the show. I mean, I don't have any other. Do you have any closet get rich quick schemes in your head?
I feel like I constantly have one about once a week, but as I'm sure you're familiar with, the whole, hey, I've got this really good idea. I think I'm gonna try to make this happen, and then you wake up the next day, it's like, what was that? It doesn't matter. I wasn't gonna actually execute it anyways.
Right. Or you find out that they already have them. Right. Somebody's already beat you to the punch. How about you get to announce a selection at the 2019 NFL Draft?
I mean, it depends on what it's going for, but compared to some of these other things, you could probably miss me on that. Because they're not going to give you a first-round draft selection. You're going to be sitting there in the third round, on the third day, and nobody's going to be there.
Now, if he's there, I'll take this, because obviously Paul Pierce is part of ESPN's team now. You can attend the 2019 NBA Draft, including a meet and greet with ESPN and NBA personalities.
Which ones?
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, right. It doesn't specify.
Again, it doesn't specify. So
just going through the current bids, the lowest one right now. This actually makes me really happy because we were joking about this one before we came back onto the air. The one-on-one private quarterback clinic with the Hasselbeck brothers.
Yes.
Right now going for $950.
Wow. And I was telling you, who would that benefit? I mean, like if you're an area high school quarterback who's like a 2-star, right? I mean, that could be a legitimate, like at least raise your star rating up, right? Like, hey, I got some. If you guys could sign off on this, I could put this on my thing. If you could
maybe talk about me one time on one of these shows, then that would go a long way for your recruiting process.
Or just something cool for an app, because that's also the same thing I think of. You get a one-on-one private hitting session with MLB legend Mark Teixeira. You can also get a catching session with 2-time World Series champion David Ross for the baseball folks. I was trying to see if there's any basketball stuff, but I'm not seeing it. You can go hang out at the Little League World Series with A-Rod, Jessica Mendoza, and Matt Vasgersian.
Who is the one ESPN personality that you would be like, nah, I'm good. I don't want to do that at all. Like if I'm telling you, it's paid for, Mark. You just have to show up and go do it. And you go spend a day doing whatever that person does, whether they have a show, whether they're a broadcaster, whatever it is.
Man, that's tough.
Is there one person that you're like, man, I really don't want to go hang out with you?
Will Kane.
Will Kane? See, yeah. I think for me, I'm with you. Will Kane. I feel
he has our time slot.
He does have our time slot.
We should be on national ESPN.
I feel like Will Kane and I might kind of be friends, though, if we were to hang out one-on-one. I don't like listening to him, but I think he and I probably would get along.
He seems like a nice guy. He's probably impossible to not like. I don't know.
Right. I mean, apparently so. ESPN gave him a show for doing nothing out of nowhere. Will Kane just showed up and got a show. But I think for me, just because I'm thinking how boring this might be if it was like, hey, go have a one-on-one experience with like Jeremy Schaap. Wouldn't that be terrible? Hang out with Jeremy Schaap and he's doing like some sad story and
yeah, I mean, because listen, unless you're a budding young journalist, you're right. I don't know that Jeremy Schaap,
Tom Rinaldi, like those guys.
Oh man,
the people who do these long form pieces. Yes. The ones when you wake up on Sunday morning and you're excited to watch Sports Center. You're sitting there drinking your coffee, getting your Sunday going, and you're loving it. You're seeing all Saturday's highlights, and then at the 47th minute in the Sports Center, the sad story pops on there, and it makes you cry or change the channel.
Tom Rinaldi's voice starts rolling through, and it's like, she's a senior at West Piedmont Community College, and she has cancer. And you're like, oh my gosh, Tom.
Man.
The one good thing about all of these experiences is that it does benefit the V Foundation and the fight against cancer. We'd like to think takes a huge blow from your help. So whatever experience that you like, whether it's a 2019 Wimbledon experience, which sounds amazing because you can go travel to England, go hang out in London during the summer.
Awesome.
There's a Las Vegas Bowl VIP experience, and while the bowl doesn't sound that incredible, it's a VIP experience in Vegas, man, if you're one of those Vegas people.
So this one says program ESPNU for a day experience. Does that now? I know
you
that,
would go all.
I know
NC
you don't
State.
get to program ESPNU, but if you get to just no, I'm not even gonna go sports, man. I'm gonna just like infuriate everybody out there. It's gonna be nonstop like Teletubbies on a loop or something.
That's when we need to bring our show. All of a sudden, a day where the Drive invades ESPNU. They'd be like, we don't agree with
that.
this.
Might be a good business decision. That bid right now is going for just under $2,500. Do you think that we can get our general manager to put down a price? You know, let's make a bid on this. Let's take over ESPNU for the day, and it's just you and I all day long on ESPNU.
And at the very least,
if we pay enough money, we could get discovered.
Yes, at the very least, we could get an hour, 2 hours. Certainly, they've got to have two. It's ESPNU. Sometimes I turn on ESPNU, and they're showing a college football game from like the year before, and I'm talking like week 3. You know, MAC, and I'm like, wow. I don't know if they got rid of ESPN Classic, but I don't see it anymore on the grid. I don't know if they canceled that, but I mean, ESPNU will definitely play an old game. So I think that might be a great idea. You can be meet the cast of First Take, Stephen A., Max Kellerman.
Oh, so pay some money just to get yelled at and belittled by Stephen A.
Yes. How about let's see there. So you can not only do Mike Krzyzewski, but you could do John Calipari, you could do Jay Wright, and the Notre Dame women's coach. Is it
Muffet
McGraw?
Yes, and Dawn Staley, the South Carolina coach.
Wow. So if your dream is to do one of those coaching experiences, there are many coaches for you to try out. So I don't think we've covered every experience, but
WrestleMania experience.
Oh.
ESPNW Women in Sports Summit experience.
There's a wrestling experience? Really?
Yeah, Ultimate WrestleMania 35 experience.
Oh, so you get to go to WrestleMania. What is that at?
Isn't it in Cali? I think it's in LA every year.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, either way, there's something. All you got to do is go to ebay.com/ESPN. ebay.com/ESPN. And
you can bid on a quarterback clinic with the Hasselbeck brothers,
which is
for a very low price.
$900 right now. $900, and it's I don't know what's better. I mean, I would want to ask Matt, like, do you still cringe when you see that replay of going into overtime where you're like, we want the ball and we're going to win?
I would do the same thing, but I would ask Tim.
Do you laugh
Yes.
every time you see it? Or do you cringe? As a brother, I mean, because what's interesting is you guys will rib each other in a way that but do you feel protective? Like if you think Tim's like, hey, I'll fight you. You don't say that about my brother.
No, I'm just saying I would confuse them for each other. Like I would just be like, oh yeah, Matt, nice to meet you. I'm Tim. Oh,
Tim, I love you with all those years as a Seahawk.
Right.
That's fantastic. Well, we need to take a break. Seems like a good time to do it. We'll do it now. We'll come back.